Throughout the ages, history's most powerful figures have grasped one vital principle. They've distinguished between merely exerting raw, unilateral force, creating scenarios where there are winners and losers and resources are finite, and truly accessing power, which enhances situations so everyone benefits and everything around improves. Today, I want to unveil what I've come to understand about this essential difference between force and power, and guide you on how to truly embrace power, moving away from the outdated model of coercion. To truly step into a position of influence, you must effectively manage the diverse personalities within you. Carl Jung's central focus was on individuation, the process of acknowledging and integrating the various facets of your psyche. He believed that without recognizing these unconscious parts, they would control our actions, and we would label it fate. Hidden elements can dominate our existence unless we bring them to light. Jung proposed that we all have several archetypes. The most prominent is the ego, the persona we present to society, which is absolutely necessary, though not inherently negative. Each archetype plays a crucial role. For example, the inner child archetype craves play and enjoyment, strong during childhood, but often overshadowed as the ego expands. There's also the masculine or feminine aspect, depending on one's self-identification, each with its counterpart within our psyche. Furthermore, there's the shadow, the traits we detest in others, yet also exist within us. Understanding and integrating these aspects not only prevents them from unknowingly controlling our actions, but also allows us to operate from a place of comprehensive awareness and strength.
Each time they thought they outmaneuvered you, you offered a knowing nod or a discreet smile, letting them believe they had won, blissfully ignorant of the true danger.
By moving from survival mode to a thriving state, we initiate a beneficial cycle that improves our own lives and those of people around us.
In their perspective, they were playing a strategic game of chess, but in actuality, they were simply making basic moves on a board you had long abandoned.
This journey towards embracing power involves deep self-exploration and the courage to confront and integrate all aspects of our being, leading to a life where we not only succeed, but also inspire and uplift everyone around us. We often find ourselves disliking traits that have been labeled as undesirable from our early years. This is especially true for those raised in very conservative religious settings. These characteristics are what make up our shadow selves, growing more potent the more we reject and ignore these elements. As the shadow gains strength, it starts to operate independently within us. This is why so many undergo crises in midlife, when the shadow becomes too powerful to suppress and begins affecting behavior in inexplicable ways.
Such connections are rewarding and are founded on mutual respect and the desire to evolve. However, your energy also has the power to attract negative elements.
To genuinely tap into our power, we need to first understand what power really means. To some, it might mean fame or wealth.
They are re-evaluating their tactics, reconsidering their alliances, and desperately attempting to salvage whatever remains of their errors.
Carl Jung's concept of a truly powerful person is tied to self-actualization, akin to Maslow's hierarchy of needs, which centers on individuation, the journey to a whole and fulfilled life where all aspects, including our flaws and darker thoughts, are acknowledged and accepted. When we begin to confront these darker parts openly, it's natural for those close to us, like partners, to feel a bit alarmed as they are introduced to sides of us they've never seen.
As a chosen one, people naturally gravitate towards you, seeking guidance, consolation, or even salvation. However, your job isn't to mend their wounds or bear their burdens.
Accepting every part of your identity, particularly the aspects you've been conditioned to shun, is crucial for genuine empowerment. Merging your shadow with your conscious self prevents it from subtly influencing your decisions and enables you to live with authenticity. By confronting and managing these hidden sections, you start your journey towards healing and personal growth. This approach not only propels your own development, but also fortifies your relationships as you become more open and honest with those around you. This is where true power lies, in living fully aligned with every facet of your being, culminating in a more enriched and balanced existence. Continuing this journey of self-discovery and integration brings about transformative life changes. As we learn to embrace not only the light, but also the dark within us, we pave the way for deeper understanding and compassion towards ourselves and others. This holistic acceptance creates a solid foundation for resilience and contentment in life, allowing us to navigate challenges with greater ease and confidence. Living in harmony with our entire self sets the stage for not just surviving, but thriving, as we learn to utilize all aspects of our personality in constructive and fulfilling ways. Brené Brown explains that shame can overshadow us. Shame stems from judging ourselves, while guilt is about judging our actions. Saying, "I am bad," is an example of shame, and "what I did was bad" represents guilt. Guilt tends to be more active than shame. When we are overwhelmed by shame, we might turn to addictions, which often feel like solutions instead of the problems they are. A thoughtful person in a podcast I listened to said that addiction is often seen as a solution, not the problem itself.
This loneliness is not just a passage but a transformation, equipping you with the courage to face the uncharted with conviction and grace.
Sharing these hidden parts with your partner and close friends can be uncomfortable, like pulling off a band-aid, but it's necessary for healing. By opening up about these problems together, you create a deeper understanding and strengthen your bonds. To truly empower yourself and become a fully realized person, you need to bring every aspect of yourself into the light. Starting the process of shadow work involves what I call the inner guardian. This inner strength enables us to face and integrate these hidden aspects of ourselves, leading to personal growth and deeper connections with others. As we progress in this journey, we not only become stronger individually, but our relationships also grow stronger and more genuine. This change isn't just about improving ourselves, it's about growing together, making us all more resilient and interconnected when facing life's challenges. Incorporating this practice into daily life involves continuous reflection and openness. It means regularly checking in with ourselves and our loved ones, discussing our feelings, and not shying away from the uncomfortable truths. As we practice this openness, we find that our lives become richer and our minds clearer. This ongoing work helps us not only to face current challenges, but also prepares us for future ones, fostering a life filled with greater peace and understanding. When you're part of a scene, you can't see its boundaries. You must step back to grasp the entire picture. Imagine pulling back to a view from 30,000 feet, where you realize that you are not merely one character or persona, but all these aspects are components of your whole self. There's a form of observation that occurs in this space, and it's crucial to distinguish the elements involved. There's consciousness, the sense of "I am," and then there's awareness, which is the realization of "I see that I am." Awareness is essentially observing your own consciousness. As we transition into a deeper state of awareness, we become more of an observer or a witness. This level of detachment allows for true acceptance, which is most genuine when it comes without bias or alteration. The initial step towards this understanding is to observe everything, your dreams, what irritates you during the day, what causes fear or love, and even the things you loathe. Each reaction, each emotion, is scrutinized and questioned. Why do I disdain the person who exhibits laziness? This dislike is rooted in shadow. It stems from childhood lessons that marked laziness as undesirable. By bringing these shadows into the light, I can start to recognize and accept that these aspects also live within me. Everything you detest or cherish mirrors something within yourself. In becoming aware of our shadows and acknowledging them, we take powerful steps towards self-acceptance and understanding.
By keeping your thoughts to yourself, you are able to stay in control and watch from a safe distance as they unveiled their vulnerabilities in an attempt to draw you into their turmoil.
By examining our responses, we can begin to dissolve the barriers built by societal or parental conditioning and embrace a more authentic existence. This journey of observation and reflection leads us to a fuller, more integrated sense of self, where acceptance is not forced, but naturally arises from a profound understanding of our complex nature. In this internal world we inhabit, the most critical and initial step is to simply watch, observe, and question everything without passing judgment. When we start judging, we lose our conscious awareness because we lock onto a single perspective, effectively rejecting any other. Observing without judgment allows you to maintain a neutral stance. Once you start this practice, you'll likely notice a growing sense of calm and peace within yourself because now, not everything feels like a personal attack. If someone confronts you, instead of reacting defensively right away, you pause and observe. This interruption of your usual reactive pattern is crucial. By maintaining this observant stance, you're better positioned to act on the insights this vigilance offers. For instance, you might recognize the bravery it takes to face an old habit or addiction. You'll begin to notice a gap, a tension, between the impulse to engage in an old behavior and your action upon it.
So click subscribe, turn on the notifications, and ready yourself to tap into the wisdom, power, and growth awaiting you.
However, by observing this urge without immediately succumbing to it, you stay with the tension, learning more about the emotional triggers driving you.
Embark on this extraordinary journey with us. The moment for change is now. Let's step forward together.
It teaches you to sit with your distress, no matter how intense, until it dissipates or transforms. Rather than seeking escape through activities like switching from failed business ventures to trying to win at golf or video games, embrace the feelings associated with these frustrations. Every time you feel like a failure or a loser because something didn't turn out as hoped, resist the impulse to distract yourself with another challenge. Instead, stay with the feeling of loss. Dwell in it without trying to alter the outcome immediately. This practice not only builds resilience, but also fosters a deeper understanding of your emotional landscape. As you continue this practice, you will find that over time, the intense emotions that once overwhelmed you begin to lose their grip. They become less paralyzing and more like signals guiding you towards areas in your life that need attention or adjustment. This shift in perspective is transformative, turning potentially negative experiences into opportunities for personal growth and self-discovery. Moreover, this journey of observation and self-examination leads to profound changes, not only in how you cope with personal challenges, but also in how you interact with others. It cultivates patience, empathy, and a deeper connection with others, as you recognize that everyone has their inner struggles and tensions. Thus, by mastering the art of observation and surrender, you pave the way for a life characterized by greater peace, understanding, and meaningful connections. For most people, when intense emotions arise, they feel it physically in their bodies, often in the gut, throat, or heart, concentrated between the solar plexus and the stomach. If they avoid confronting this intense, focused sensation, it becomes suppressed, sinking deep into the subconscious. This can cause it to reappear in other areas of their lives, manifesting as undesirable situations or feelings. On the other hand, if we embrace the surrender method and really allow yourself to feel the pain or loss where it hits me, something different happens. Instead of the pain remaining sharp and localized, it begins to spread and lighten throughout the body. It feels less like a stabbing point and more like a wave that eventually dissipates. This transformation allows the pain to be processed and potentially transformed into something more manageable and less overwhelming. David R. Hawkins discussed this process of allowing feelings to expand and dissipate, which he believed could lead to higher emotional states. By not avoiding or suppressing our feelings, but instead letting them flow and fill us, we can potentially elevate our emotional experiences from pain and distress to understanding and peace. This method of facing and flowing with our emotions requires patience and bravery. It's about acknowledging our feelings without rushing to change them. This practice teaches us resilience and offers a pathway to greater emotional freedom. Over time, as we become more accustomed to this approach, we find that our overall emotional health improves.
Observing their struggle, you noticed a change in their behavior as they began to question their own influence and ability to control others.
Moreover, this approach not only helps with personal growth, but also enhances our interactions with others. By understanding our own emotional processes, we can empathize better with what others are going through. This understanding can lead to deeper and more meaningful relationships as we become more tolerant and supportive of each other's emotional journeys. Ultimately, this journey towards embracing and understanding our emotions cultivates a richer, more fulfilled life. It encourages a lifestyle where emotions are not feared, but are seen as guides, helping us navigate our personal growth and interactions with others more skillfully. This shift in perspective is invaluable, leading to a life lived with greater authenticity and connection. David R. Hawkins created a compelling diagram that outlines the levels of consciousness. At a level of 200, dubbed the level of courage, people begin to step into a neutral state. Below this neutral level, emotions such as fear, anger, shame, and guilt dominate, which can be destructive and life-draining. This is the realm of force. Above it, in the realm of life support, emotions like reason, love, and joy prevail, elevating our consciousness and enriching our lives. When we face lower feelings, like anxiety and tension, head-on and fully surrender to them, we allow ourselves to truly feel and observe them. This deep internal focus can dissolve these intense emotions and elevate them to higher levels of consciousness.
While they thought they were making clever plays, you were already several steps ahead, navigating with an understanding they could.
Events and opportunities begin to unfold naturally, aligning with your deepest desires without you having to force them. This shift means moving beyond the linear cause and effect reasoning to a more non-linear realm, where things seem to happen through divine grace or will. In this higher state of being, life does not operate on a win-lose basis. Instead, everything feels like a win-win scenario. Good things start occurring in ways that you can't predict or directly control, and you experience life as a series of positive, synchronous events. Continuing to practice this surrender and observation allows for a transformative experience where daily challenges become easier to manage. You start to view life's obstacles not as barriers, but as opportunities to grow and further elevate your consciousness. This ongoing transformation is not just about personal gain, but also about contributing positively to those around you, creating a ripple effect of goodwill and positivity. Moreover, this holistic approach to dealing with emotions cultivates a deeper understanding of yourself and the universe. You become more attuned to the subtle energies that guide life's processes, which enhances your intuition and decision-making. Life becomes richer and more fulfilling as you align more closely with your true purpose, feeling increasingly connected to the world around you. Ultimately, this journey through the levels of consciousness isn't just about personal happiness. It's about realizing a profound harmony between your desires and the universal will, leading to a life filled with peace, joy, and fulfillment. When you align with higher consciousness, everything in life starts to feel better. And the best part is, there's no cost to it. Often, when people achieve their goals through struggle and aggression, there's always a price to pay. It's a win-lose situation. This approach to personal development, where you work with your shadow and learn to surrender, doesn't just improve individual moments, it transforms your entire lifestyle. By dealing with the darker parts of your psyche and accepting life's challenges without resistance, you cultivate a sense of peace and contentment that permeates all aspects of your life. This method allows you to handle difficulties with grace and convert potential losses into wins, enhancing not only your personal well-being, but also positively impacting those around you. Moreover, as you practice these techniques, you'll notice that your relationships begin to improve. People are naturally drawn to individuals who exude genuine peace and happiness. Your calm demeanor and positive outlook can make you a pillar of strength for friends and family, providing them with support and inspiration.
Their elaborate schemes and over-calculated tactics fell apart in the face of your calm, intuitive strength.
Additionally, mastering shadow work and surrender can lead to profound insights about your true purpose and desires. It allows you to align more closely with your core values and the things that truly matter in life. This alignment brings about a deeper fulfillment and a sense of achievement that is not dependent on external validation, but is instead an expression of your true self. In conclusion, this journey of self-discovery and acceptance is not just about facing the shadows within, but also about unleashing a more authentic, joyful, and impactful existence. I hope you found this video helpful. If you're interested in learning more about how to work with your shadow and master the art of surrender, consider subscribing to our channel. We share new content all the time that can help you on your journey to a more peaceful and fulfilling life. Thanks for watching, and I'm looking forward to seeing you in the next video.